G'day everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Bees, and it's with great pleasure that we have the king of change himself, the change engineer and director of performance here at Six, Garry Sanderson. How are you guys?
Great. Cheers.
Very good. So today, okay, one question for you. What is the most underrated leadership behavior?
Okay, so it won't surprise you to say it's a leader needs to design the environment to create the performance that they want. Because I think most leaders are still stuck in what might be an old paradigm of they think it's their job to make all the decisions and then to drive execution.
Yeah.
But the world's changed, the speed of change, the complexity of what we're dealing with, interdependence, and solutions requiring inputs from many parties that may or may not be under the leader's direct control, maybe in different organizations. That's a different world. And the real risk isn't just slow execution, it's about how do you make the right decision with that large group of people about how to move forward. So it's a leadership job to create the environment for the right decision to be created. So leaders traditionally, as they sort of try and make group decisions, you get this sort of ad hoc mixture of facilitators, whiteboards, post-its, and maybe some outside consultants, but you don't know that what that group creates is materially and demonstrably the best outcome for the group to strive for. So creating an environment which de-risks and de-biases the contributions of that group. So you're looking right across the full skill set of and their experience and creating an environment where they're comfortable to share. That's a skill in itself. And I think that's a leadership skill. And that's the first component of engineering the environment. It's that decision environment. And then when you do have an effective intent as a group, you need to create the conditions for that team to perform. So an ongoing responsibility for the leader to craft the environment to drive the behaviors that deliver the performance to achieve your intent. And that's very different from just applying pressure to the system, which is what a lot of leaders tend to do. So instead of just pushing people, you're consciously focusing on that clarity of intent. Again, continuing to make the conditions for psychological safety, for clarity of commitments, clarity of execution, fast feedback loops, and that's the shift. You're responsible for designing the decision environment, and designing it and reinforcing the performance environment. Now, luckily somebody wrote a book about that.
I was going to say, so the performance environment definitely is the change engineer, isn't it?
Absolutely. So you'll find out more there. But it's a shift. So no more heroic leadership. It has to be sort of scientifically backed approach to creating those two very distinct and interdependent environments.
Wonderful. Great. That's really great. Okay, before we go, very quick, Bezos Blitz. What's one word you'd use to describe great leadership?
Focused.
Early bird or night owl?
Dolphin.
One behavior you think every leader should stop doing immediately?
Back-to-back meetings.
If you could have dinner with any leader, living or dead, who would it be?
It would be you.
Of course. Favorite way to unwind after a big week?
With you.
Yeah, well, there you go. And what does success mean to you? In one sentence or word?
Keeping the ability to control my own time and energy.
Brilliant. There you have it, guys. Another fantastic episode of the Weekly Bees.